I want to thank you for joining me today. And before we get started, as always, all messages that are released on this channel are my truth. And that is exactly what it is and what it always will be. And that is my truth. Now, my truth consists of a bunch of experiences that I gained clarity from, which ultimately took me back to the real me, which is truth. Now, when I try to convince you that my truth is the gospel, however, my truth is the gospel for me. That does not make it the gospel for you, nor will I ever try to make it the gospel for you. By me being on this platform, I am simply placing breadcrumbs on a path that I've already walked. Now, you find yourself on a similar path and you resonate with said breadcrumbs and you say, you know what, I like that. I want to follow that. And that's cool. If not, that is cool as well. My purpose is to assist those who are ready to get out of their own way. So let's get right into it. All right. So I figured we just go ahead and keep this little ball that we have rolling because it's a ball of energy. Right? And I've said this in many messages of it being like rolling a snowball down a hill, right? It's just going to collect more snow and get bigger. That's momentum. And the energy that is going now is basically love, light, and healing. That's the momentum that I'm building right now. Love, light, and healing. And my objective is to roll this big old snowball of love, light, and healing down a packed hill full of skiers, right? Now, this snowball is different because, like I said, it's full of love, light, and healing. So it's not going to crush you. It's going to roll right over you and keep going. But it's going to fill you with that love, light, and healing. And that love, light, and healing is not going to be gentle. Is going to shake up whatever is preventing it from staying within you. So that's what these messages are doing. They're shaking up what you think you know, what you believe is truth, what you've been told is truth, and it shakes that all up. So right now, that ball has rolled right now to karma. That's where we stand right now. Karma. And for a long time, I have to admit, karma confused me. It really did. Now, when I say karma, once again, you know how I feel about words. That's all it is words. Karma is just a description of what is. That's it. Stop getting attached to words. Words are just describing something so you can know what it is. That's like pain, right? If you touch something that's hot, the word that describes that is pain. That's hot. So now you know you associate that with pain. That's all it is, just a descriptive word. So stop falling in love with the words you were introduced to and thinking that is the only word that is true. But I'm going to continue on. So as I said, we're talking about karma. And for a long, long time, karma confused me. Not because I didn't believe it was real, because it didn't seem to work the same for everyone else. Now, I had to find, like I said in many messages, everything I found out along my journey, I had to find out the hard way. I had to. Not because I chose to, because I'm very, 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 very good at observing others, seeing their mistakes, and learning from them. I don't have to go through it. I can watch someone and learn from their mistakes. That's why I am where I am right now, because I watch others and I'm like, oh, nope, I don't want to move like that. I see the results. That's one of the main things I learned while working in the hospital for 20 years when I was in the military, is I see the end result of so many things. I'm like, nah, I'm good. That's why I would never do any like crazy hard drugs, like stuff like that, like some crack and heroin and all this other cocaine. Like, no, like I've already saw the results of what it did to others. I don't need to try it to see anything from it. I don't need any of that stuff. And that's just how I am with everything else as well. I can see the results I saw many results of what stress will do to you in the end. What smoking did to so many people, what bad habits, the list goes on and on and on. So I can learn from just observing people, right? So that is what confused me, because with karma, I received karma. Well, let me rechange that. I receive karma quickly, much quicker than others, much quicker. So that alone kept me on the right path, because I got my hand smacked as soon as I did something right, and I always related to karma. Like, for me, it's just easy putting 1 + 1 is 2. Like, like that. Okay, I did this. Boom, that happened. Now, with most people, see, if you don't, they don't receive that karma that quick, right? So if you did something a month, 6 months, a year, 2 years, it could be 10 years, it could be 20, it could be 30, it could be a very long time, and you haven't got smacked on the hand for it. Or let's say you did something 6 years ago and you just got smacked on the hand for it now. You don't remember that you did something 6 years ago. But that could be when it decided to show. And that could be for various reasons, right? But as I said, karma is just a word. So it's so easy for people, I don't believe in karma. Oh, that's because you haven't experienced it. But you haven't experienced it enough where you can believe in it. Oh, you've experienced it, but you just didn't attribute it to karma. It's just a word. Galatians 6:7-8. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. As I said in previous messages, the whole purpose of you coming here, when you receive karma, it's just like the pain. Ouch. I've touched that hot iron. I know now the consequences of touching a hot iron. I know what I'm going to receive. That is your karma for touching the hot iron. You got burned. That's exactly what that scripture just said. Whatever you sow, what a man soweth, that he shall reap. There's actions and there's consequences. That's what it's saying. If you live a life of bad actions, bad energy, then that's what you're going to reap. You stay stuck in this third dimension, living strictly from the flesh, then you're going to receive fleshly things. But if you come here, receive karma, oh, you know what? It's telling me that's not the way to go. It's for you to go back to that which you ran from, which is the divine, which is God. It's trying to get you to go back in search of heaven, which is within you. This is what it's pointing you to. That's all it's doing. It's trying to get you to go back within and get you to focus on what is important, and that is healing. But you have to heal yourself. In order for you to heal yourself, you need to be able to sit with yourself, and a lot of people cannot do that. Because when you sit with yourself, and this is the most important part, sit with yourself in solitude, in quietness. So all that garbage that you believe and think can rise up. So you can face it and let it go. If you need to change your perspective on it, change your perspective on it so you can heal it and let it go. But if you're trying to save your ego, you're not going to. And that's why you keep receiving karma for this and that, because you keep following the flesh, which is ego. Because the ego wants pleasure. It wants now and it wants control. All that stuff cannot exist within you when you're trying to sit with the divine, with Father. How you gonna sit with the divine? You can't even sit with yourself. That's the whole purpose of this. It's for you to raise your vibration so you can sit with the Father. That's all it is. 1 Corinthians 15:33. Do not be deceived. Bad company ruins good morals. You're hanging out with those that are not for you. I can tell you this right now. It's going to rub off on you. When I was attached to those energies that did not have good intention for me, were not for my highest and best good, it affected my energy. It affected the way I looked at things. So if you're around that energy long enough, yeah, you're risking having your morals be tainted. So once I could see, this changing how I'm feeling, this changing how I'm thinking. I got to remove myself from this. And that's what I always do. I remove myself. You ain't got to change nothing about you. I'm not going to bring it to your attention. That's you. You are who you are. I'm worried about me. Because my choices affect me. The problem that I was having was I was watching other people make poor choices. And what I didn't realize is because I was attached to those individuals, those poor choices was also affecting me. I was receiving other people's karma because I'm attached to them to a certain degree. Now they weren't receiving their full karma because they were attached to me, because I have a bright light. Matter of fact, I was the only light. But because of programming, I stayed attached to those because of titles, words. These individuals were not living up to those titles, so that's why I eventually walked away. That's why I put out these messages, so you don't have to stay as long as I did to find out what I already knew all along. As I said before, I didn't stay in those situations because I was ignorant and just blind to what was going on. Oh, I saw what was going on, but I chose to ignore it because I thought I could help them. I see the problem. I see the issue. I could fix this. That was my always thing. I was trying to fix something. But guess what? It doesn't work if somebody doesn't want to change. I cannot want the change more than you do. That's why karma confused me, because I could watch all these other individuals do all kinds of wrong and they was not receiving karma for it. And that irked me. I'm like, I didn't understand. I'm like, I don't understand this. I'm constantly seeing this person do all kinds of stuff and nothing happening. So I'm gonna give you a reason why that is. If, keyword here, please listen, if you're a high vibrating individual, you're not doing any wrong to people intentionally, right? You have a good heart. You could be the reason why people are not receiving their karma. I know I was the reason why people was not receiving their karma, because it works like this. You form a cord with these people, an attachment, which creates basically one being, one energy source. So while me being attached to these individuals, if they were to receive their karma, that means I'm going to get hit, because the full force of the stuff that they were doing, oh, that karma was going to be bad, right? And the divine knows, like, okay, you know what? You don't know all the stuff they're doing. So for you to receive that karma, nah, that won't be good. So you're going to have to see that these people are not for you and walk away. And once you do that, then they will receive their karma. Karma is for you to learn the lesson, for you to go within and sit with yourself and understand what you did. That's what it's for. But most of the time, people project that out because they want to save their ego. That's what they were doing. They were making me the bad guy, right? And projecting all what they were doing onto me. So if anybody wants to know what these individuals are doing, they already gave you signed confession statements. Anything that they said I was doing, they tell you right there what they were doing. So how they were, I already talked about this before, and I believe it's the second tablet of the New Milish. How when they want to start over and they were doing negative deeds, they'll find in the New Milish, they were talking about how they would sacrifice one of the gods, put all of that energy on them so that they can have a fresh start. So that's what they do. You put all of what you're doing on another individual. They take the rap for what you did. They go down. You get a fresh start. You live off their high vibrational energy. That's what they were trying to do. Sync me with all the deeds that they were doing, because we're attached, right? We have that energetic cord. Now, see, what they didn't understand is there is a such thing as spiritual law, cosmic law. So they're just breaking all, not only are you doing things in the third dimension, now you're breaking spiritual law, cosmic law. Heavy consequences for that. So this is what I meant. I had nothing to do with that. I didn't even know that was going on. So for me to receive the karma for that, nah, that's not cool. But I need to recognize, hey, these energies are not for you. So you need to separate yourself from them so you don't receive that karma. And number two, so they're not able to project those energies onto you. I said it in another message when it felt like a silverback gorilla hopped up off my back, because I was starting to see through the illusion. They were putting so much on me that they made me go within. And when I started to go within, started to balance my energy. Because what they believed is that I'm all love and light. No. I'm balanced. I have a dark side. And if you choose to make that dark side appear, that's on you. Because I choose to always walk around in my love and light. That's what makes me feel better. I like that much, much better. I'm well aware of the power that I hold within me. But see, people who don't have real power, who don't have real strength, those are the loud ones. Those are the ones that's walking around talking about how big and bad they are, right? But fold up like little pieces of paper when real pressure is put on them. I say nothing. I just walk away. Because once again, I know what I'm capable of. So I'm not going to lower myself to get back and all that other stuff. Nah, I'm gonna let karma handle that. I'm just gonna walk away. Because true strength is having the option to do harm, but still choosing not to. That is what true strength is. I don't need to harm anyone. I walk away and let your energy come back to you, and then see if you can handle it. Because trust and believe, it was a lot of stuff that was piled on top of me. A lot. And there could be a lot of stuff piled up on top of you. That's why I say, know what your energy feels like. Because you could be saving somebody from receiving karma. Proverbs 13:20. Whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. I had a lot of harm because I was surrounded by fools. But you have to recognize you're surrounded by fools. And once I recognize I'm surrounded by fools, I walk away. I'm not going to sit here and call you out. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. Why? Because then there are two fools. I'm not going to sit there and waste my energy with that. And I advise you not to as well. Save your energy. Don't sit there and argue with people. That's what they want you to do. Because that's just energy, more energy you're giving to them. Because that energy is traveling through that connection, that cord that you have built up. See, any energy, the intention that you give somebody, it's energy. But people who are in the dark, stuck in the dark, and you're high vibrating, they need you to lower your vibration to give them that energy. They want you to give it to them through anger and fear and all. That's what what they feed off of. Confusion. Because that's what I had. Confusion. I had that heaviness, delays, loss of things, high stress. It just, my body was being, it was horrible. But see, when you have good connections, people that's honest, kind, have integrity, they're loyal, have generosity, they're showing you they're growing. These are the kind of connections you want. But if you hang around people that you know gossip, you know full of betrayal, deception, greed, manipulation, you're connected to it. So don't think that, oh, I'm just going to sit back. I'm not a part of that because I know what's going on, but I ain't going to say nothing. No, guess what? You're connected. You know what happens. Okay, you're riding in a car with somebody and they commit murder, right? And you don't say anything. But then it comes out later that you was in the car and you didn't say anything. You're an accessory. You're going to get charged too. It is just like that with spiritual law. You're an accessory. It's the same thing in the spiritual world. You're going to get charged as well. So when karma is dished out, you're going to receive karma as well because you stayed attached to somebody who you knew was doing wrong and did nothing. That's why I was the outcast. That's why I was the outsider. That's why I walk alone. Because when I saw something was going on, I spoke up and then I got punished for it. So in your mind, you might be like, oh, I saw what happened to this person. I ain't trying to get, I don't want what that person's getting. Okay. When karma's dished out, you're going to get worse. Because that energy is going to come back. And if you're attached to it, you're going to receive that karma as well. If you knew what was going on and said nothing and did nothing. That's the key part right there. If you knew what was going on. See, on one hand, you think you're protecting yourself. Yeah, in the third dimension. But these people are breaking spiritual laws. So you're going to have to deal with the spiritual law. And that's the side you don't want to be on. The negative side anyway. Understand that. Who we attach ourselves to have consequences. Oh, it does. So with knowing this, stop falling for these little things of, oh, that's family. Oh, I'm your best friend. Oh, those are titles. Were you family when you were doing wrong to me? Oh, so you want me to live up to a title that you care nothing about? Nah, I don't work like that with me. Not at all. Revelations 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not her plagues. What is that talking about? The fall of Babylon. I heard the voice from heaven. Sounds familiar for me. Why? Because I heard, I need you to move. I need you to separate yourself from that. That's the voice from heaven telling me what I needed to do. And I listened. And I always listen now. Because if you stay connected, when that judgment rains down, you're going to receive it as well. So I need you to separate yourself from Babylon before Babylon receives this karma that's coming to it. And that applies now more than ever. You keep yourself attached to this third dimension. When this third dimension starts receiving that karma, you're going to be attached to it. That's what you're living in. But we don't have to stop there with just the Bible. Because like I said, these are only words. What did the Buddha teach? Intentional action. Your karma is created by the actions, which are motivated by your intentions. This goes for your thoughts, speech, and deeds. Everything is intentions. And that's what I go by. What was your intention when you did what you did? Because that's all I need to know. And I know what people's intentions are, because intentions are energy. And if your intentions are directed towards me, guess what? I'm going to pick them up. Ah, that's what you're doing. Thank you. Like I said, I'm going to walk away. And once I walked away, once I started to understand energy and how energy worked, because like I said, people walking around my energy with like it's a Gucci robe. So, and then pouring all their negativity, their dirty energy onto me. And I was carrying it. All their traumas, their burdens, all that stuff that they didn't want to face. So when I understood energy and I walked away, all that energy, now you have to deal with all that energy you were avoiding. Then on top of that, you have to deal with all of that karma that you was not receiving. So for the people who did me wrong in particularly are going to have a horrible time. It's not because of anything I'm sending to you, because like I said, I know my strength. I know my power. And if I send stuff that they sent to me, they wouldn't recover from it. So that's why I don't dabble in it. Because I choose not to. I don't have to do anything. Karma's going to run its course. So the Buddha also taught karma isn't punishment at all. It's just you just receiving what you put out. That's all it is. You put out bad, you receive bad. That's it. It's just you receiving the energy that you put out into the world. That stop looking at stuff as good and bad and this, that, and the other. That's it. You put that energy out. You're receiving it back. Those are the seeds you planted. So those are the seeds that you're going to reap. One of Buddha's famous sayings, Admirable friendships is the whole of the holy life. It's the same theme as the Bible. The people you surround yourself with will influence your thoughts, habits, and future actions. It's the same thing. They're regurgitating the same thing, but using different words. That's it. That's all these things are, words. Stop falling in love with them. Listen to the message, not the words. What is the message behind those words? They're all saying the exact same thing. So this is telling you this is real. Look up the eightfold path. It's going to tell you exactly what I'm talking about right now. But like I said, we don't have to stop there. We can go, what is Hinduism talking about? Because what is Sanskrit? Sanskrit, the word for karma literally means action. So now we're talking about we're talking about three different religions I talked about, but they're all talking about the same exact thing. The Bible is saying what seeds you plant, so you will reap. Buddha's talking about the actions you put out, so you will reap. And what now we're talking about, what does karma mean in Sanskrit? It literally means action. What is action? What's your intention? What are you putting out? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And it also in Hinduism, they're talking about what you think, what you say, and what you do. The same thing. These things are all talking about the exact same thing. Every action leaves an impression, samskara, that influences your future experience. They're all talking about the same thing. What you do is what you're going to reap. They're all saying the same thing, but just saying it different ways. But we don't have to stop there. We can go to the Kabbalion. The Three Initiates. Good book. Go look it up. The Seven Hermetic Principles. What is one of the seven Hermetic Principles? We're going to talk about the sixth one. Causation. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is but a name for a law not recognized. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. As I said, cosmic law. It does. You might think you got away with it, but I promise you, you didn't. Cause and effect. That energy is out there lingering, and it's going to come right back to you. So that put me, once I understood energy and how energy worked and how I was receiving karma for being attached to certain people, I had to start detaching myself from these certain people. And I had to detach myself from people that they were attached to, because I already knew that, hey, I couldn't say anything. Well, I could, but guess what? You see this person in a certain way. I can see through their mask. I know you don't. You're believing this little rigmarole that got you all wrapped up in. So I didn't say anything. I don't call people out. Once I understood energy, and I knew once I removed my energy, but guess what? That little Gucci robe you was walking around in for so long, now people are going to see your real energy. See, my energy was covering them, protecting them. They took that for granted. So now that it's removed, people are going to receive their karma. People are going to see that mask fall off. Because my energy is the only thing keeping that mask up, making that mask be believable. Because see, without my energy, that mask is not believable, because they're going to be speaking and people are going to feel their energy. That's how it works. So now I walk alone. Why? Proverbs 12:26. The righteous choose their friends carefully. I didn't before. I was out here slinging my energy, giving all these pigs these pearls, right? That's what it is. This is what it's talking about. Everybody doesn't deserve your energy or the knowledge that you offer. They might not be ready for it. Everybody's not going to be ready for these messages that I'm putting out because they're so wrapped up in words and titles and this and that. Well, then you'll find out the hard way. If you're ready for it, cool. But you're going to have to do the work. That's it. You're going to have to do the work. So in the image that's on the screen now, you choose your path. You choose which one of these paths that you're walking on. Because eventually, you're going to share the harvest that these energies, that these cords, that these seeds that you sowed, that harvest is going to come. Now look at the fruit at the top left. Does that look like some fruit you want? Looks a little rotten and decayed to me, but that fruit on the right looks beautiful. I want that fruit on the right because those are lovely seeds. So that's where I choose to stay. And I'd advise you to do the same. Choose your connections wisely. If you have people in your life and you're like I said, they're not living up to these quote unquote titles, you might want to look at those relationships again. What are you getting from it? When I sat down, when I finally sat down and started to think about it logically. I was like, okay, I should have been walked away, but I was all caught up in the titles and the illusions and thinking I could help someone who did not want to change. It doesn't work that way. Because of all of the negative intentions, that negative energy, all of that stuff that was piled on top of me and sent to me, those death spells, all that energy did nothing but wake up that spirit within me. And now I'm awake and I'm not going back to sleep. And because those individuals chose to wake me up, I'm walking with Ephesians 5:11. I will take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness, but instead, I will expose them. And I'm going to leave it there. And as always, if you got anything out of this message, actually use your like, subscribe, and I will definitely check you in the next one.